that it is consuming a lot of battery power. So we decided to make everything via SMS, so we could send commands to SMS and all those stuffs, which you're gonna see now.
Okay. Uh, hmm. So it's still Android.
Takes the time to load.
Okay. We'll show you this to you a bit later. Till then, we can just proceed with the presentation. Maybe. All right. Okay. All right.
So what most of the users think is like, in order to infect a particular victim with a malware or botnet, you need root permissions, but our malware and botnet doesn't need any kind of root permissions. So like the next thing is how to inject any malware in a legitimate application. Like suppose you have an Angry Birds application. How would you inject your botnet or your malware into that Angry Birds application and create another version of Angry Birds? So whenever the user launches that Angry Birds which you have created, it will work perfectly as fine as the original Angry Birds, but in the background it will run malware or the botnet service. So the old school way of doing it is like you take the original Angry Birds application, you decompile it using APK tool or either backsmally, and you insert your malware codes in that particular smally and backsmally, and you rebuild it using APK tool. So what a AFI does is like does all these steps automatically.
Just like a lunch penny, just that which I described you before, right? So, right. Okay, it's still booting. Okay, I'll show you the demo a bit later. Let's.
Yeah.
All right, it booted. Okay, so first of all, let's make this. All right. Just make it mirror display. Should be good to go. All right. So, I'll be sending an SMS to this guy right over here. All right. Can you tell me the number?
Yeah, it's 1 4 5. No, 5 4 times. 2 1 and then 5 5 5 4. Yeah. Just send the test.
Okay. So this malware understand this keyword. All right. Sorry. All right. So basically, it's gonna toast TI, whatever. So, all right, it toasted over here TI, right? All right, it's just the test one. So, all right, if I do the same stuff with, if I want to get a reverse shell, let's try it. All right. Okay. I mean, this keyboard sucks. All right. Shell. So for the shell function, you just need to write sh. Oh my god, that's all right. So I'm gonna just see the ID of the app which is running. So shell ID should work. Right. The thing is, you won't receive any messages over here. Instead, this guy is gonna get a reply back using SMS. All right. Is it? No, this is too slow. Okay, I'll send it once again. All right. You'll see later. It's gonna come back a bit later because it's too slow. I think so. So, anyways, let's go back to the presentation. So and then we were talking about injecting any application to another application. So basically, any application can be injected to any other application, provided that whatever application you're going to inject, their class namespaces and stuffs doesn't collides with the existing application, and there's certain stuffs which shouldn't be there, and provided all the permissions which are there in the injected application is added or modified accordingly in the existing application. So even that can be done perfectly using AFE. Basically what it does is it diffs the both APKs, it finds the changes over there, and then it adds those changes, and it intelligently scroll through the codes, thinks about what should it do, what should be moved and what shouldn't be moved and stuffs. All right.
We'll show the demo.
All right. We'll show you a short demo of that till then. Okay. So let's fire up AFE. All right. First of all, and the best part of AFE is you can create plugins. So this is a kind of plugin which we made. So all the plugins are present in option number 5. Right. So these are certain plugins which are there, but we are interested right now in APK injector plugin. So we're gonna select option 1. All right. So this shows a certain list of applications which are there, like catch.apk, Google Drive, some Hello World, and Sleep Optimal and stuffs. So all right. So I don't want to get caught into any kind of trouble, legal problems, so I won't show it with Google Drive or Catch application, but I'll be showing you with Sleep Optimal. It's a kind of custom application. So it's still in the market anyways. So what it does is just type in the name, it decompiles it, then it checks, and then it has an injection phase 1, and then right, it injects X5 bot, which I was showing you as a demo, and then it builds, and then that's it, success. So then it clears the temporary file, and all right. So all right, let's go back. So what we see is we need to go to output folder. For that, there is 2 APKs of Sleep Optimal. The first one is the unsigned one, and the second one is the signed APK. Now all you have to do is just push this application in your device, and you have both the application running together without the user's knowledge and without anything. So basically that's what it does for injecting, right? All right, let's move on with the presentation, then we can show you some stuffs. Okay. Okay, this one is far more interesting.
Yeah. So checking your application for vulnerabilities, like there was a top application in the Google Marketplace, the Catch application. What it did was like able to allow you to save notes and private information about yourself. So what we did is like we found out a leaky content providers. So anyone into Android application development? Okay, one of you.
Right.
So Android applications, whenever they are developed, have the content providers exported by default. So the content providers which you are using in your application are able to be accessed by any other application. So that was the vulnerability in Catch application. So we accessed that content provider using a custom-made application by us, which didn't ask for any permission. So we'll just show you a demo of how to find leaking content providers, check your application for vulnerabilities, right?
All right.
So, yeah.
So there will be another POC session going on. Right. Okay. Touch yours, please. All right. Before doing that, let's check out what are the content providers in this application. It's called Catch application, Catch Notes. Anyone is using that application, Catch Notes? All right, no one. Anyways. So I can go to the plugins folder, and then I can use this get content provider to just get all the content providers which are listed. Okay, here it is, catch.apk. That should do. All right. It compiles and then looks through. Sorry. All right. So it lists all the content providers which are there, and well, we have checked through all the codes, and then we found some vulnerability in those. So, right. So for the cache application, we have this. It's called database stealer. So we can actually steal all the nodes which is there in that application through another application. So we are using this content provider right now. All right. All right. This is the content provider which we are using. com.3banana.nodes.provider.notepad/nodes. It has a column called text, which stores all the data which are there in the text, and then a short underscore text, which stores the intro data which are there in the text. And then basically what we are doing is we are sending it as a post in the remote server, but we are also displaying it as a toast. Anyone knows what's a toast is? It's a small notification which just comes out, pops up. So we're also gonna show it in a toast that, all right, we can steal the data from this particular application. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna just fire up the screen cast so that you can see our phone. All right, it crashed. That's great. All right. So what we are basically gonna do is just run this application right over here. You can see the screen, I hope. All right. So I can go to the cache notes. All right. Let's just tap in some notes over here. Hello, guys. All right, it's guys, whatever. All right, guys, that's correct. Okay, so the first one is an empty node, then hello to con, and the third one becomes hello, guys. So all right, and then we just run this app. It's like this. Where is it? Which one? This one. All right. So you can see a toast comes, and then hello to con, hello guys, and then that's it. So what it does is it just steals the data from the other app, just shows it as a toast. So instead of showing it as a toast, you can send it to your server, do stuffs with it. You can steal data, secret informations and stuffs. So that's all is content provider about. All right, yeah.
How are you stealing data from the database? Is there SQL injection in the?
Yeah, it's a kind of that. See, content provider is not only related to databases. It's a kind of accessing. So a databases is wrapped around a content provider. Also, a file system is wrapped around a content provider. So basically, you can do a SQL injection, or you can do an LFI, local file intrusion, using content provider. So lately, there is a Adobe vulnerability which we discovered. It's there in the net also. It is about LFI. So we showed it during the workshops. You can actually access the etc host file and any files in
the
that
file
case,
system. Yeah.
in the file system. So, all right.
So there's also a framework called Mercury. So
Heard of that? Okay.
by MWR Labs. So it is basically for application penetration testing. You could find the vulnerabilities in content providers, and just like you were saying, you could find SQL injections using the projection command. And like we don't have it right now. Okay, so yeah.
All right. Back to this presentation.
Okay, so if you're doing application penetration testing, things you would like to check is like you have to look for leaking content providers, the insecure file storage, and insecure traffic transmission, and those kind of stuffs. So just go back to the presentation, last slide. Yeah.
Being secure.
The last one. Okay. Yeah, so we notified about this vulnerability to catch application, which they later fixed it. And what they said is like the latest version isn't vulnerable to this kind of vulnerability. So we showed them another POC on the latest application which was there in the marketplace, and then they realized that they are really vulnerable, right? So how to be secure if you're using Android? The first thing is, like, anyone heard of juice jacking? Yeah. So that's a pretty cool way of stealing all your information. So what basically happens in juice jacking is, like, you have those chargers all over the place, like Vodafone chargers or some other charger at public places. So if you have your USB debugging option turned on and you plug in your phone to that particular charging point, they could steal all your information from the phone. Right. So instead of having a power supply at the end, they have a computer at the other side, which, like, steals all your information. Right.
So yeah, right. Okay. Back to some demos, maybe. All right. Okay. It still didn't receive any messages, nor did it send any.
We have the video.
Alright, yeah. So what I'll do is, my Mac is being slow. So instead of that, which one? Catch?
No, the malware. Okay. No, we have the malware.
Where is it? Alright. So.
So they can cancel. Yeah, I did.
Alright. So this is what happened.
In the cache application?
No, not the cache application.
Okay,
the database stealer.
yeah.
That's what I'm going to talk about right now. Okay, it's a small video. I mean, not a small video. Alright. So this is what I was showing them. Showing you all, like, there are call logs and stuffs, right? So and this is the AV screen, and then
you create a malware,
just like what we showed. Then blah blah blah. Close there. Okay. So this part we have covered, right? The next one was stealing DB, right? Anyone heard of the DB files which are there? For example, all the preferences and everything are stored in .db files, all right? So we can actually steal those DB files using AFE. That module is written in PHP, actually. So I go to that option, and it lists all the applications that are there in data folder. And right, so we can select individual application, for example, HTML viewer or whatever. Then okay, so or else you can go back and then you can steal all the DBs which are present in that folder. All right, then that's that. All right. Okay. So yeah, so we go there and we find all the list of the DBs which are there, which we got through the framework. Right. So we just got that. Okay. All right. So I want to show you about the framework a bit. Basically, this is the structure of the framework. You have a output file, and all right, a temp file, and a malware which contains the source code of the malware and the exploits. In this case, you can just copy paste the exploits which you can find in exploitdb.com about Android, and you can just paste it right over here. And also you can put your root exploits over here, and there is a file called plugin files where you can just put all the plugins over there, and there is this input file over here. All right, let's find into malware. All right. So I'll fix that later on. Okay. So in the plugin files, you have this, all the plugins are stored in a kind of folder system. For example, for the DB stealer, I was telling that was coded in .php, so you can see it right over here. So all you need is just a file structure to create your own plugin. You can just create your folder name without any spaces, of course. So on the right, new plugin, and then you can just copy the run.sh from any of the plugin folders, and then you just need to modify to run it with whatever. For example, for this plugin, it's in Python. You can write it in Ruby or anything. For example, get content provider was written in Python, and all right. And then so basically you can just make your own plugin over there, and you can just play around this. So this is all about Android framework for exploitation, right? Anyways, this framework is gonna be open sourced and it's gonna be available to public very soon. You can just go to all right, hold on. You can just go to the site at http://afe-framework.com for more information about it, and you can just download it. You can just enter your email, you will receive a reply from us, and then you can just download that framework in the meantime, or else you can you can wait for the open source code to be appearing in the web very soon. All right, so
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so any questions, any doubts? No, so it's pretty boring.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
APK injection, you're still recompiling and signing the
Right.
Yeah, we are.
binary or the APK with a different key than the
Yeah.
original
Yeah, it's
code.
yeah, you cannot update like for example, if you it's a pretty cool one. All right, for example, you inject an malware in your antivirus APKs, right? But that antivirus APK is already installed in your phone, so you cannot just update that APK. You just cannot write adb install update, adb install that whatever. So you just need to uninstall that, and then you need to install. So it should be a fresh application with a different signature.
Yeah, so the infected version which you are creating should be different from the one existing on the phone. Like they have their Angry Birds original application installed, so you can't create an infected version of Angry Birds and then install it to their phone. It will show like already exists or some kind of error, missing certificate.
So
Yeah.
that's it.
Anything else? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.